Hi guys, and welcome back. I have so many computer parts around here, I thought I would consolidate some of them into working machines, starting with this guy. This is going to be a reconstructed IBM PC 5150. It will use this case and this motherboard, this IMI hard drive, and the controller card for it, this Western Digital card, if both of them work. This full height 360K floppy drive, again if it works, and all the rest of these cards. This being a AST 6-pack plus with 384 kilobytes of RAM on board, should bring the total to 640 kilobytes. This original IBM floppy controller, a card with serial and parallel on board with room enough for a second serial port, and an 8-bit ISA VGA card. But we will start with the case. And here's the case. All metal, heavy beast that it is. Going to give the outside here a quick clean. I'm not sure what a Clay Bestel FS is. Probably somebody's name. So it's probably in a school or, I don't know, some other, maybe an office building. It's just alcohol in a spray bottle I have. Looks better already. This here was put on with Sharpie. Sharpie's using alcohol-based ink. You can see it running in the alcohol that I have pulled on there already. Let's see if we can't get that off of there. This case has a textured top, so some may still remain. Except we're going to use an old toothbrush. To get down into the texture. He is really stuck on there. We're going to try him again. Just let that sit for a minute. It's a little lighter each time. That's pretty good. We're going to turn him up on his side. See the big switch? Give it the same alcohol treatment. Mostly to get a lot of the dust out of here. Make it as pretty as possible. All right, that'll work for the time being. Got a little frickling going on here. That may have just made it worse. It should work though. There's a little impact point here. I don't know if you guys can see that. The paint's been chipped away. Doesn't look like it's dented, just paint chipped. Here's the front. IBM logo still in good shape. It feels like it still has the plastic cover over it. Just in case. I don't want to get any of the alcohol on that. Just clean him up here. Don't want to get any alcohol on the logo in case that printing comes off. All right, now it wants to come off anyway. But now we'll take the cover off. All the screws are already in the back. There's 5 screw holes back there. You see back here, there's one here and here, one here in the middle, and then 2 on this side. To hold him on, all the screws are already out though. These screws are to hold in the very big power supply. After those screws are out, the front should just pull off. I was wanting to a minute ago. There we go. Give it a little lift, just like that. Put that down over there. He's a little dusty inside. Let's see if we can clean some of that out too. Dust off the power supply on the sides here. Get all these wires out of the way. This is where the motherboard will go. Has a bit of a marking down here. ZJDK212. I'm not sure what that means. If anybody does, please let me know. I'm just going around the case trying to knock out dust and debris. Not looking getting perfect, just better. And he's certainly better now. I wedged my rag underneath the dry bay here to knock out some of the dust that was underneath. Now I wonder if I can get him out. All right. Going to wet the head of this old toothbrush. And get down into some of these crevices. Not that it matters. Once this case is back together, it's not going to be seen. But I'll know it's clean. All right. Now that that is clean, let's see if the power supply fires up. Reach over here and get my power cable. Making sure you're switched off. I'll plug him in. It's a moment of truth. What a delightful whir. Going to turn him off. Going to get my El Cheapo voltmeter. We'll test some voltage outputs. Let's get you guys a little closer. All right, I hope you guys can see that. We're going to turn the power supply back on. Going to test the motherboard power connectors here. These blacks are ground, so my black connection will hold in there. This yellow one should be 12 volt. If we can get it auto shut off. Make sure you can come back on. He does. We'll try from a Molex connector. Plug the ground in one of the two ground wires there. With him on, we'll go in the 5 volt hole first. And he immediately shut off. Is it my multimeter doing that? Put this back where I had it. All right, back into ground here, and then into 5 volt here. It was my multimeter, showing 5.32 on the 5 volt. And then we'll go into 12 volt, 11.78. That should be close enough for what we're trying to do with this. Now that we have the problem fixed, let's see what these connectors do. Into the 11.78 on the 12 volt rail, 5.31 on 5 volt. I'm going to call this power supply tentatively good. And next, let's very gently take a look at the motherboard, and then we'll test it out. Right here's the motherboard that should go in this case. PC, it's an IBM PC 5150 motherboard. There are 5 8-bit ISA slots here. This one also has a cassette port as well as the keyboard port. Power connection, there's no coprocessor on there, but there is the AMD made 8088 processor and the 256 kilobytes RAM here, which is all populated with 64 kilobyte times 1 memory chips, 8 of each in 4 banks with 4 more, 1 for each bank for parity, which is a simple form of error correction. This board already has spacers on it. Very gently goes down inside the case like so. Then in all of the one of the spacers I don't know if you guys can see it down here. Right here there's a screw hole where this motherboard hole is supposed to sit on. But there's a spacer in the board. And let's very gently take him back out. Then gently pop him out We'll put him right here in front. And gently lower him back down in the case. Make sure all the spacers find their mark. And they do. Make sure that screw hole over there lines up. Then there's one more. Right here. But before we screw him down, we'll use this power supply to power this board. It'll make a good test for the board. When you have two power connections like this that go here, remember the four black wires in the middle, well, they go in the middle. They have to face each other like so. And these little, I don't know what to call these little nubbly bits here, go toward the raised up portion in the back. Kind of have to bend them over and roll them forward. Maybe. Just like so. Kind of fiddly. And to see if this works, we're going to need video. We'll put that in the first slot here. And we'll plug in a video like so. Make sure the monitor is on. And then we'll see if we can get some video to you guys. Well, that was a fail. I'm going to plug this postcard into the machine here. Just like so. I'm going to connect the speaker, which is right here on the front edge of the motherboard. Now this postcard isn't going to give any postcodes, but it will let me see what rails are active with the LEDs down here. Got a long beep and two beeps. We got some activity with the LEDs, but everything looks to be all right. Maybe it just doesn't like the video card. Well, let's pull this video card. This is a whole lot newer. You see copyright 2017. And this could have a bug on it. I mean, I built that card. I'm not entirely trusting it, though it has worked in the past. This is an older card, still 8-bit, and VGA. I'm not seeing any date codes on him, except copyright 1987, 88. Chips and Technologies 456 VGA BIOS. Running the chips F82C456 video chip. We'll put this in the same place that other card was. Like so. We'll plug him in. Then we'll see what happens. We'll turn him on again. Got a long beep and 2 beeps, but the monitor came on. We have a blinking cursor. $4055, $201, $301, and $601. And it's in BASIC. I'd say the board works. I'm going to let you guys see that. Here I am with the video capture. Let's turn him on again and see if anything comes up. We get the beeps. And you guys are getting something. There they are. 4055, 201, 301, and 601 errors. And there we are in BASIC. And next I'm going to populate this board with all the cards that I showed you before. Put some drives in here. We'll see if we can't kill some of those initial error messages. But this video is getting rather long already, and we'll make a 2, maybe even 3-parter out of this. I hope to see you then.